Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. National Lord. Skeleton weakness. I explode billions of soldiers. In the era of lords, everyone has the possibility of becoming a god. 5 years ago, Lingyun was reborn and awakened as the weakest skeleton soldier template. At the same time, unexpectedly awakened the SSS level talent, Undead Disaster. There is no limit to training undead troops. And can convert any unit into a undead unit. At this point, Lingyun embarked on the path of endless fierce soldiers. The sword pointed out that a massive army of billions of undead spirits poured out, devouring countless races and the divine kingdom. There is only one voice left in the world. Scourge of the Undead, come. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Commitment Letter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Adhere to originality and eliminate non-compliant commitment letters. I, Emperor Chen, guarantee that the signed work belongs to my own original creation and strictly follow the Feilu Writers' Convention during the creation process. I adhere to originality and eliminate the following violations. If there are any violations, I am willing to bear all consequences arising from this one. Ensure that the signed work belongs to one's own original work and does not involve plagiarism or plot plagiarism in Chinese translation. 2. Ensure that no third-party works or plot are plagiarized during the creative process. 3. Ensure that this work is first published and the only contracted website on Feilu Novel Network. 4. Ensure compliance with laws and regulations during the creative process, including but not limited to, violations such as not involving politics, not involving pornography, gambling, drugs, promoting cults, not ghostwriting, not blocking or abolishing manuscripts, not hosting, not selling works or accounts, etc. 5. Ensure that regardless of the word count of the work, the signed work must complete the plot, never end, and never stop or end. Feilu's novel. Fei wants you to look good. Chapter 1. Awakening of the Branch, Weakest First Order Skeleton Soldier. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lingyun, the initial unit, is a First Order Skeleton Soldier. The thick male voice in his ear pulled Lingyun's somewhat dazed thoughts back to reality. He looked around in confusion. What caught the eye was a huge and towering altar. 12 beams of light rose up into the sky, piercing into the clouds with a majestic aura. Beside him stood an old man in a black robe, with white beard and hair. The sound just now came from his mouth. In front of the altar is a huge playground. Thousands of boys and girls over the age of 18 gathered here. Bustling and bustling, with crowds moving. At this moment, their gaze fell entirely on Lingyun on the altar. Whispering sounds also came along. Tang Tang Shui Ba, the initial unit was actually a first-order skeleton soldier. It's really hilarious. It has been proven that having a high-level initial unit is not as good as having good theoretical performance and handsome appearance. The first-order skeleton soldiers are almost the weakest initial unit, and starting with this unit may not even pass the beginner's assessment. What if I can't pass it? Lingyun is so handsome, and my territory is willing to accept him. Even if it's like raising him like a vase, I'm willing to. Me too, I want to give Lingyun a monkey. The young boys and girls had different expressions, some mocking, some regretful, and some flower-loving. Lingyun's heart trembled slightly as he watched this seemingly familiar scene. This seems to be the day when I awakened my initial unit and was about to enter the world of lords. But isn't he already dead? Died under the iron hooves of an alien invading Blue Star. Is it that I have been reborn? Just as Lingyun was unsure, a voice of regret came from the old man with white beard beside him. Although the first-level units are weak, they are not completely unusable. By operating them well, one can obtain higher-level units and have the opportunity to become a powerful lord in the future. Lingyun regained his senses and nodded at the old man with white beard. After thanking him, he walked down from the altar. Returning to the crowd, Lingyun did not pay attention to the pointing of his classmates around him, but rather trying to recall some memories deep in the mind. In the end, he was certain that he had indeed been reborn. Rebirth returns to the day 5 years ago when I became a lord and awakened my initial branch. The world where Lingyun is located is called Blue Star. It is a world where lords are revered. Everyone here, after reaching the age of 18, will awaken their initial branch of service under the organization of the school. After obtaining the initial unit, one can enter the world of lords. Occupy an empty island territory and become a novice lord. Simultaneously participate in a 10-day novice lord assessment. If you pass the assessment smoothly, you can become a formal lord. Enter the depths of the lord's world and conquer countless tribes. If the assessment fails, one will be expelled from the world of lords and completely lose the opportunity to become a lord. And Lingyun, 3 minutes ago, successfully awakened his initial unit. What can be tricky about Soap is that the initial unit he awakened to was the First Order Skeleton Soldier, known as the weakest unit. In the world of lords, the ranks of troops from low to high are first and second, respectively 12 levels or even above. Among them, the first, second, and third orders are ordinary branches of the army. The fourth, fifth, and sixth orders are rare types of troops. The seventh, eighth, and ninth levels are elite units. 10 steps, 11 steps, and 12 steps are epic units. A mythological unit that transcends the 12th level. The higher the rank of the troops, the higher their attributes, skills, and strength. A novice lord can only awaken up to the 6th level of the initial unit. The higher the rank of the initial unit. This means starting higher. The higher the chance of passing the assessment for novice lords. In the future, achievements will also increase. However, the higher the level of the initial unit, the more difficult it is to awaken. Awakening to the second and third orders, the initial units are the norm. 4 or 5 levels, one can be called the proud son of heaven. As for the 6th order, it is a rare existence. And Lingyun, he also belongs to the rare and rare. Awaken the rarest and weakest skeleton soldier of the First Order. This branch has lower attributes than the general First Order branch. Suffering from criticism. Known as the weakest branch of the military, there is no one. In the previous life, the initial unit of Lingyun's awakening was also a First Order skeleton soldier. Starting too low and too weak resulted in beginners feeling very frustrated during the assessment period. Fortunately, he is the strongest academic achiever at Yanran Lord University. Solid theoretical knowledge. Finally, through precise calculations and the application of some military formations learned from ancient books in the library, I barely passed the beginner assessment and became a formal lord. But falling behind step by step, falling behind step by step. Even after becoming an official lord, when entering the depths of the lord's world later on, there are still many problems. For 5 years, Lingyun was only a 6th level lord. In the end, he died in battle with a foreign race. By chance, I was reborn back to today. Thinking of the past, Lingyun clenched his fist. Reviving a lifetime, should he repeat the mistakes of the previous life? No. Although the starting point is the same as the previous life. But there are memories from the previous life. Lingyun can fully rely on the memories of the previous life to plan ahead for himself and avoid danger. What about the weakest first-level skeleton soldier? As long as you operate well, you may not be able to become a powerful lord. Just as Lingyun is constructing a grand blueprint for the future in his inner world. He suddenly felt a piercing pain in his palm. Looking down, I saw that the flesh in my palm was slightly twisted. A black-purple mark is slowly emerging. Seeing this thing, Lingyun's expression froze. Is this a talent imprint? The talent mark is the second thing that can be obtained after awakening the Lord, in addition to the initial unit. But it should be noted that The initial unit is available to every lord. The talent mark is not the case, only a very small number of lords can awaken the talent mark when they become lords. And lords with the imprint of talent will achieve twice the result with half the effort in their subsequent development. The strongest and guardian level lords from Blue Star. Without exception, they are all imprints of talent, and they are the owners of extremely strong imprints of talent. But the problem is, Lingyun's previous life clearly had no natural talent imprint. Is this a benefit for those who have been reborn and returned? Old author Pink New Book, Seeking Flowers, Votes, Everything. Chapter 2 SSS Level Talent. Undead Scourge. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Soon, the imprint of talent was fully revealed. That is a black-purple skull. Two faint blue flames dot the hollow eye sockets, capturing the soul. Lingyun also took the opportunity to check the specific information of talents. The Scourge of the Undead equal level. SSS level talent effect. You can summon any undead unit without any limit, and any unit template you obtain can be converted into undead units of the same level. Seeing this talent effect, Lingyun took a cold breath and exclaimed in his heart that he was abnormal. Talent is already very rare. If a lord with talent is already one of the few novice lords, the lord with SSS level talent is the rarest of all. Anyway, as Lingyun knows, it is recorded in the history of the entire lord's world for thousands of years. Lords with SSS level talents should not exceed one hand. It can be imagined how rare SSS level talents are. Let's take a look at Lingyun's talent for undead natural disasters. There are two main effects. Firstly, summoning undead troops has no limit. Under normal circumstances, there is a limit to the number of troops that each lord can summon. It is related to one's own level and territory level. Summoning has no limit, which means that as long as Lingyun has resources, he can summon undead soldiers infinitely. Not to mention anything else, just this one effect. It's enough to completely destroy any lord. Because in the world of lords, the number of troops is enough to cause a qualitative change. What if the rank of the troops is low? What if the military is weak? Raise your arms and shout, the sea of undead with an unlimited number will engulf your territory in minutes. Just ask if you're afraid or not. Secondly, any unit template obtained can be converted into undead units of the same level. In the world of lords, each lord except for the initial unit. With the growth of strength, one can have a second, third, or even more branches of the army. And Lingyun's talent for undead natural disasters is completely crafted for undead troops. Only undead troops can enjoy the unlimited explosive effect of the undead natural disaster talent. So, the second effect of this talent. It is possible to convert any other ethnic units obtained by Lingyun into undead units. After the conversion is completed, the unit can naturally enjoy the effect of unlimited explosive weapons. In summary, the two effects of Lingyun's undead disaster talent complement each other and are invincible. Undoubtedly an SSS level talent, terrifying like this. In this life, with SSS level talents and memories from the previous life, I will definitely be able to go further than the previous life, and even gather my divine spirit to explore the endless mysteries of eternity. Lingyun murmured, with endless wildness in her eyes. Close the talent panel of the undead Scourge. I waited for more than an hour. Thousands of students on the playground have finally completed their military awakening. Subsequently, the elderly man with white beard on the altar starts summarizing the Lord Awakening for this year. The current Lord Awakening ceremony of Jiangnan Lord University has come to a successful end. First of all, I would like to congratulate Sun Chao, Lin Qianshan, and several other students. You have all awakened to the 5th and 6th levels of the initial units and have had a very good start. I hope you can achieve good results in the beginner assessment. Of course, other students who awaken to the 1st and 2nd levels should not lose heart. Make good use of the knowledge you have learned in school, work steadily, and have the opportunity to become formal lords. Next, I will open the portal to the Lord's world, and all students will enter in an orderly manner, starting a 10-day beginner assessment. During the beginner assessment period, the Lord World will launch a beginner Lord Challenge activity. After the assessment, the first place on the ranking will receive a mythological building blueprint as a reward. As the words fell, the young boys and girls under the altar all gasped for breath. Although they know that every new Lord assessment will have the challenge of ranking. But when it was my turn to play, I couldn't help feeling excited. The final reward is a mythological architectural blueprint. The rarity level is no less than that of advanced talents. I really want a mythological architectural blueprint. Just you. Wash yourself up and sleep. Your initial unit is only a second level. Why do you compete with those 5th and 6th level perverts? Those of us, if we can make it to the top million on the leaderboard, it's not bad to get some resource rewards. First place is impossible. Sun Chao, Lin Shanshan, and their initial units are all level 6. Perhaps they will have a chance. It's also difficult. Don't forget that the assessment for novice lords is aimed at all lords over 18 years old in the entire Blue Star. Each country is a competition zone, and just our Xia country alone has more than 30 million novice lords participating in the assessment this year. This means that the chance of winning the mythological blueprint is 1 in 30 million. As soon as these words were spoken, the students around them all smiled bitterly and shook their heads. 1/3 of a million. This difficulty is no longer as high as usual. This is outrageous. Lingyun didn't speak, but he already had thoughts in his heart. In his previous life, he faced challenges in both the opening and passing assessments of the first-level skeleton soldier. I dare not think of the mythological blueprint for the first place in the Xiagua competition. In this life, although Lingyun is still the first-level skeleton soldier, he has started. But awakened SSS-level talents. Plus memories from the previous life. Operate well, not necessarily without opportunities. Take the mythological architectural blueprint into your bag when the time comes. This will be very helpful for Lingyun's future development. Thinking of this, Lingyun was already a bit impatient. I want to enter the world of lords immediately. Next, the elderly man with white beard on the altar, I also reminded some other precautions. Only then did he wave his long sleeves and open the portal to the world of the Lord. In an instant, the 12 towering pillars of light on the altar behind him extinguished. Instead, there is a huge, elliptical portal. 3 things to do when reading. Read, collect, and reward. Chapter 3. Auntie Lu Yanran, Kingdom of the Undead. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The portal to the world of lords is gradually taking shape. Under the organization of the teacher, students from each class lined up and walked towards the portal. Lingyun is no exception. Before long, he arrived at the portal. There has been a beautiful shadow waiting here for a long time. Dressed in a luxurious light blue robe, with green threads like a waterfall, and a plump figure, she is a rare and stunning woman. However, she exuded a cold feeling of being kept away from strangers all over her body. Only when she saw Lingyun did Lu Yanran's lips curl up with a smile. She patted Lingyun's shoulder and said softly, "The beginner assessment has started. Be careful in all things." Halfway through, Lu Yanran bit her red lips and continued, "Your initial unit is just a first-level skeleton soldier. If you don't pass the novice assessment, it's okay. Aunt Lu will take care of you, and she will always be behind you." Upon hearing this, Lingyun nodded, feeling somewhat moved in his heart. He is an orphan, and his parents fell into the world of lords 10 years ago. And Lu Yanran is a good friend of Lingyun's mother. He used to be a 6th-level lord. But due to certain circumstances, Lu Yanran was killed out of the lord's world. Later, in order to make a living, Lu Yanran became a teacher at Jiangnan Lord University. And Lingyun, after his parents fell, was also taken care of by Lu Yanran's side. For several years, he personally taught Lingyun. This is also one of the important reasons why Lingyun became the strongest academic leader at Jiangnan Lord University. It can be said that Lu Yanran has given everything to Lingyun and has high expectations. What she didn't expect was that the initial unit of Lingyun's awakening was actually the weakest first-order skeleton soldier. As a former 6th level lord, she is very clear about the difficulty of passing the beginner assessment by using the first-level skeleton soldier as the initial unit. It's very difficult not to say. There may even be life-threatening situations. So, from a safety perspective, she doesn't want Lingyun to take the first-order skeleton soldier to participate in the beginner assessment. But she is more aware of Lingyun's personality. In Lingyun dictionary, there are 4 words. Retreat without fighting. As long as there is even a glimmer of opportunity, Lingyun will rise to the challenge. So, Lu Yanran could only advise Lingyun to be careful. And Lingyun, what he wants to say is, I have an SSS-level undead natural disaster talent in my life. By passing the novice assessment, it is a matter of certainty. Even, he can make a wave of rankings and enter the mythological architectural blueprint of the first place. Lu Yanran's worries completely disappeared. Of course, Lingyun won't say these words. It's not that he doesn't trust Lu Yanran. But he wanted to give Lu Yanran a surprise. Not only to surprise, Lingyun also needs to work hard to become stronger in the world of lords. Find a way to bring Lu Yanran back to the Lord's world. Lu Yanran was originally killed out of the Lord's world, although she returned alive. But his body fell ill. On the night of the full moon, Lu Yanran would be in excruciating pain. Lingyun and Lu Yanran lived together for 10 years. I also witnessed Lu Yanran suffer for 10 years with my own eyes. For this reason, he specifically consulted on how to treat Lu Yanran's condition. There is only one answer obtained. That is to let Lu Yanran return to the Lord's world. She was originally a 6th level lord. Returning to the Lord's world allows you to receive energy blessings from the Lord's world. Hidden diseases can naturally be alleviated or even completely cured. Moreover, there are many strange props in the Lord's world that are helpful for Lu Yanran's illness. So, in the previous life, Lingyun has been trying to find a way to bring Lu Yanran back to the Lord's world. But Lingyun's strength was too weak, and even on the day of Hiccup, he couldn't find a way to bring Lu Yanran back to the Lord's world. In this life, Lingyun will definitely make up for this regret. Don't worry, Aunt Lu. I'll pay attention. I'll go. After speaking, Lingyun stepped into the portal in front of him with one step. Lu Yanran watched as Lingyun disappeared, with a hint of reluctance and concern flashing in her beautiful eyes. Little one, you must be careful. A flash of light, when Lingyun reappears. He has already arrived at the outskirts of the Lord's world. It is also the assessment area for novice lords, the Xiagua competition area. Under his feet was a square island suspended in the air, measuring 10,000*10,000 meters. In the distance, there are layers of white clouds and blue sky. The world of lords is composed of empty islands. Every new lord who enters here will be born on an empty island. Then build your own territory on the empty island. And control your own island, search for resources, train troops, and expand your territory. Lingyun is truly a reborn being, and he is already very familiar with everything in the world of the Lord. When I opened my backpack, I took out a prop called the Territory Core. This is an important item for every novice lord to build their territory. Then he threw it onto the open space in front of him. The system prompt sound also sounds accordingly. Will you build your territory? Lingyun chooses yes. The next moment, only a swish was heard. On the empty ground in front of Lingyun, a wooden house appeared out of thin air. The construction of your territory has been successful. Please name your territory. The prompt continues to sound. Lingyun thought for a moment and said, let's call it the Kingdom of the Undead. After all, Lingyun can only train undead troops in the future. The name of the territory is also in line with reality. Naming successful, your territory information is as follows. Kingdom of the Undead Lord. Lingyun level. 1 Alliance. None number of branches. 0/Infinity Service Altar. First Order Skeleton Soldier Wood. 200 Quarry. 200 Iron Ore. 200 Gold Coin. 200 Food. 200 Upgrade required. Wood, or, Iron or asterisk 1000 same as the territory information panel for all lords. The only difference is that the number of troops in Lingyun's column displays infinity. This means that Lingyun's territory has no population restrictions, and as long as there are sufficient resources, it can unleash unlimited troops. Since that's the case, Lingyun won't hesitate. First build a skeleton soldier altar, and then proceed to explode the troops. Feilu's novel, Fei Wants You to Look Good. Chapter 4. Starting with 1000 skeleton soldiers, horizontally pushing Birth Island. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the world of lords. All novice lords are free to build the initial unit altar. Whether your initial unit is level 1 or level 6. It doesn't require any resources to build. Of course, this benefit is limited to the initial branch altar. Starting from the second branch altar, it is necessary to collect designated materials and resources for construction. Lingyun walked out of the cabin and finally chose an open space to the west of the cabin. You have built the Skull Soldier altar. The system prompt sound fell on the empty ground in front of Lingyun. Suddenly, a mound bulged up, with a mossy tombstone standing on top. The entire altar is dilapidated and eerie, devoid of any beauty. However, Lingyun has long been accustomed to it. As a newcomer, he knows very well what is more important. Still beautiful, can beauty be eaten as food? Strength is the king's way, okay. Next, check the attributes of the Skull Altar. Skull Soldier Altar, Equal Order. First Order Level. 1 Daily Output. Infinity Output Cost. 1 Gold Coin Upgrade Required. Wood, or, Iron or asterisk 100. The current Skeleton Soldier Altar is only level 1. Under normal circumstances, only 10 skeleton soldiers can be produced per day. Upgrading the altar level can increase the daily output. Of course, these have nothing to do with Lingyun. He has a natural talent for undead disasters. There is no limit to training undead troops. Not to mention 10 heads, if he has enough resources, it can explode to 10,000 or even 1,000,000 heads. Speaking of sufficient resources, Lingyun suddenly had an idea in his mind. During the assessment period for novice lords, in order to accelerate their growth, the basic resources obtained by the lord can be converted 1.1. There are a total of 5 basic resources in the world of lords. They are wood, or, iron ore, gold coins, and food. Among them, wood, ore, and iron ore are used to upgrade buildings. Gold coins are used to explode troops. Food is used to maintain the daily consumption of troops. The normal allocation of these resources by lords should prioritize upgrading the unit altar and then exploding troops. And Lingyun, he can explode his troops infinitely. That means he doesn't have to waste resources upgrading the branch altar. Anyway, both the level 1 altar and the level 10 altar are infinite berserker. In terms of food, undead troops do not consume food. In that case, Lingyun can fully utilize his 4 basic resources. Wood, ore, iron ore, and food. According to a 1.1 ratio, all can be exchanged for gold coins, and a total of 800 gold coins can be exchanged. Add the original 200 gold coins. That's a whopping 1,000 gold coins. Thinking of this, Lingyun's eyes lit up. In this way, a lord with a first-level initial unit can only have a maximum of 20 units on the first day. The initial unit is a 6th-level lord, and on the first day, only 1 or 2 units can be trained. And Lingyun has a whopping 1,000 heads. The quantity is 100 times, 1,000 times that of others. Just ask if you're afraid or not. Thinking of this, Lingyun immediately took action. You will exchange the wood *200 for gold coins *200. You can exchange the stone mine *200 for gold coins *200. You will. Soon, Lingyun's 4 resources of wood, ore, iron ore, and food were cleared. Replace it. It's a whopping 1,000 gold coins. According to the training price of 1 gold coin for first-order skeleton soldiers. Can train 1,000 skeleton soldiers. Don't say anything, Swoha, all Swoha. You have trained a first-order skeleton soldier of 1,000, costing 1,000 gold coins. The prompt sound has just fallen. The grave bag in front of Lingyun slowly shook, and the black soil was torn open. White bone arms extend from the grave. Then there's the head, body, limbs. Finally, a whole skeleton soldier crawled out of the grave. Swinging his stiff skeletal body, he walked up to Lingyun and stood up. Lingyun also took the opportunity to check the attributes of this guy. Skeleton soldier race. Undead equal order. First order level. 1/10 health. 50 defense. 5 damage. 5 food consumption. 0 skill. Chop. Skeleton soldiers raise their decaying swords and chop towards the enemy, dealing a small amount of damage. Description. Soldiers who died in battle in the human empire were later eroded by undead energy and revived into the lowest level skeleton soldiers. Even if prepared early on. But when he saw the attributes of the skeleton soldier again, Lingyun was still a bit speechless. Skeleton soldiers are known as the weakest unit, and it is not without reason. This attribute is outrageously low. It's not an exaggeration to say that it shatters at a touch. Unfortunately, the first-order skeleton soldiers are very weak. Fortunately, Lingyun now has 1,000 weak chickens like this. What if it shatters at a touch? Have you ever heard of ants biting elephants to death? As long as there are enough skeletons, the pile will also kill you. After waiting for less than 3 minutes, Lingyun's 1,000 skeleton soldiers exploded. Crowded densely around the territory. At first glance, it looks scary. However, Lingyun has long been immune to these. When all the skeleton soldiers are gathered together, ready to leave the territory and explore the birth island. Generally speaking, when born on an empty island, some treasure chests and resources will be refreshed. Of course, there are corresponding monsters guarding them. It is difficult to obtain these treasure chests and resources. In his previous life, Lingyun only trained 20 skeleton soldiers on his first day. It took a full 5 days to clear the initial empty island. In this life, Lingyun started with 1,000 skeleton soldiers. During the process, there is no limit to continuing to explode troops. Is it okay to have hands when clearing the initial empty island? The most important thing is that clearing the initial empty island is also a part of the beginner assessment. The top 10 lords who pass the level the fastest can receive additional rewards. In the reward, there are units included. If Lingyun can receive this reward, he will soon have a second unit. And it is a unit that surpasses the first-order skeleton soldiers. This is quite important for the development of Lingyun. So, Lingyun waved his hand and led 1,000 skeleton soldiers out of the territory in a grand manner. After all, he is a reborn person. Still a top student. In terms of memory, it can be said that it is a drop in the rod. So, Lingyun is just a little reminiscing. I remembered the resources and monster distribution of the initial empty island that I had spent 5 days clearing in my previous life. Open the map and Lingyun quickly marks it. To the south of the territory, there is a gold mine and a forest farm. There is a bronze treasure chest to the west, and an iron ore and a stone mine to the north. The east is the place with the most monsters, and there is a second-level black-backed wild boar nest. So, my exploration sequence should be south, to the west, then to the north, and finally to the east. Feilu's novel, Fei Wants You to Look Good. Chapter 5. From West Island to East Island, the number of troops increases instead of decreasing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The plan was finalized, and with a big wave of Lingyun's hand, the action began. 1,000 skeleton soldiers followed behind Lingyun in a majestic manner. After walking several tens of meters, Lingyun encountered the first wave of monsters. That's some transparent meatballs. Bouncing and bouncing, QQ bouncing. Slim race. Demon clan equal order. First order level. 3 health. 120 defense. 6 damage. 9 skill. Slime. Spit out slime, deal continuous damage to enemies, and reduce their movement speed by 10%. Description. The lowest level monsters are not strong, but they are sticky and disgusting. Slim, like the skull soldier, is of the same rank. But their level is higher than that of skeleton soldiers, and their strength is also stronger. But it's not a big problem. They are small in number, only 20.30 heads. And Lingyun has 1,000 skeleton soldiers. It's dozens of times larger than them. If it was in the previous life, Lingyun wanted to ensure that the number of skeleton soldiers would not decrease. He will choose to attract them one by one and break them one by one. But in this lifetime, doing so will only waste Lingyun's precious time. Therefore go straight up, push horizontally. The whole army launched an attack and killed them all. With a command, 1,000 skeleton soldiers raised their rusty iron swords and charged towards those slimes. The two sides met and immediately started fighting. Although Lingyun's skeleton soldiers are weak. But the quantity is 30 or 40 times that of slime. That means an average of 30 to 40 skeleton soldiers, besieging one slime. Slim didn't have time to spray mucus. Skeleton soldiers each have their own sword. Directly chop them to death with a random knife, turning them into piles of colorful shattered jelly. During this period, several gold coins were also lost. Lingyun didn't mind either, picking up the gold coins one by one. This gold coin is equivalent to a skeleton soldier. As for the battle damage of the skeleton soldiers, only 3 were killed in action. There's not a big problem, keep moving forward. Not long after leaving, the second batch of monsters appeared. It's a first-order goblin, with a quantity of 50 or 60 heads. Still playing the same way before. The whole army launched an attack, indiscriminately cutting to death. Nearly 1,000 skeleton soldiers launched a charge under Lingyun's command. Colliding with the goblin ahead. And then there's no more than. More than 50 goblins, who persisted for less than 3 minutes, were cut to death by random knives. Lingyun also lost more than 10 skeleton soldiers in battle as a result. But he also received over 20 gold coins. I still make a small profit after calculation. Continue. Lingyun and the skeleton soldier are killing along the way. Because it can unleash unlimited troops, coupled with the need to rush time. So he doesn't care at all about the battle damage of the skeleton soldiers. When encountering an enemy, without saying a word, just go straight up. Cut to death with a disorderly knife, clean and neat. That's it. Lingyun and the skeleton soldiers fought for over 30 minutes in a row. Finally, I found the gold mine in my memory. Gold mine level. Level 1 production. Gold coins * 100 description. The lowest level gold mine can only produce a small amount of gold coins. Near the gold mine, there are many monsters guarding here. The quantity is approximately 70.80 heads. Mainly first-order goblins, first-order slimes, and 7 or 8 second-order goblins. For any novice lord, an enemy of this scale. They all have a certain level of challenge. But Lingyun is completely fearless. With one command, the entire army of skeleton soldiers charged forward. Colliding with the monsters, a fierce battle erupted. In terms of individual strength, skeleton soldiers have an absolute disadvantage. But there are so many of them. Slaying the teacher with a random knife. Even second-level goblins can only drink hatred when facing the siege of more than 20 skeleton soldiers. At most, 3 to 5 skeleton soldiers can be replaced. For Lingyun, there is no need to be afraid of the 3 to 5 head battle losses. So, Lingyun ultimately sacrificed over 50 skeleton soldiers for battle damage and successfully captured the gold mine. Then send the skeleton soldiers directly to collect. In the world of lords, the speed at which troops collect resources is directly proportional to their own rank. The higher the rank of troops, the faster the speed of resource collection. The first-level units can only collect 1 unit of resources per minute. The current level 1 gold mine has a gold coin reserve of 100 units. If Lingyun is the same as the previous life, with only 20 skeleton soldiers, it will take 5 minutes to collect them. And in this lifetime, 1 minute is enough. So, Lingyun left behind 100 units of skeleton soldiers directly. Continue exploring the surroundings with over 700 remaining skeleton soldiers. Quickly found another resource point, the forest farm. It is also level 1, with a timber reserve of 100 units. Direct collection. After collecting all the gold mines and forest farms, Lingyun then led the skeleton soldiers to the west of the territory. After killing several waves of monsters in a row, Lingyun found the treasure chest to the west of his territory. Just the lowest level bronze level treasure chest, open it directly. You have opened a bronze level treasure chest and obtained 200 basic resources, as well as the bronze level unit equipment blood-stained chopper. A large amount of resources have been received. Most importantly, there is also an item of equipment for each branch of the army. Blood-stained machete required profession. Warrior equal grade. Bronze grade level. 1 upgrade required. Enhancement stone * 50 additional attributes. Health plus 50, defense plus 5, damage plus 5 additional skills. None description. A tattered machete stained with blood. The equipment in the world of lords is divided into hero equipment and branch equipment. Among them, hero equipment is available for lords and heroes to wear. It can only increase the power of lords and heroes. And the equipment of each branch is different. This is equipment equipped for an entire branch of the army. Once equipped, it can take effect on all units of the template. Take the blood-stained machete in Lingyun's hand now as an example. The rank is bronze and can be equipped as a warrior. And skeleton soldiers are the professional branches of warriors. No, just equip it directly. Then, more than 700 skeleton soldiers under Lingyun's command had a total health of plus 50, a total defense of plus 5, and a total damage of plus 5. The attribute has doubled directly on the original basis. The speed of chopping monsters will also be doubled. Leave the skeleton soldiers behind to continue chopping monsters. And Lingyun took the opportunity to quickly return to the city and explode his troops. Exchange all the wood, or iron ore, and food that were previously extracted from the bronze treasure chest 1.1 into gold coins. There are a total of 800 units, plus 200 gold coins originally found in the bronze chest, making a total of 1,000 gold coins. Plus the gold coins collected from the gold mine * 100. The wood collected by the forest farm is multiplied by 100 and converted into 100 gold coins. There are a total of 1,200 gold coins. Finally, adding the drops from killing monsters, the total amount is 1,325 gold coins. Not to mention, all the Swoha explosive soldiers. You have trained a level 1 skeleton soldier *1325, costing 1325 gold coins. A few minutes later, 1325 brand new skeleton soldiers were trained. Add the remaining over 700 heads. At this point, the number of skeleton soldiers under Lingyun's command has increased to 2068. Kill the monsters all the way, even if the number of troops remains the same. It has also doubled. Undead natural disaster talent, terrifying like this. Great. 3 things to do when reading. Read, collect, and reward. Chapter 6. Declaration of Birth Island and Competition Area. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Another chapter, the data is a bit messy. What should we do if there are still tens of thousands of manuscripts left? Passing by, let's throw in some flowers. Good people have good rewards, so be the groom night and night. Explosive troops completed, continue killing monsters. Lingyun brought over 1,000 newly trained skeleton soldiers and joined forces with the remaining skeleton soldiers before. Then explore all the way north. With the addition of over 1,300 new skeleton soldiers. The speed of Lingyun's monster slaying has been increased again. Cutting all the way to the north, 2 grade 1 ore mines and iron ore were successively cleared out. Send the skeleton soldiers to collect. Lingyun returned to his territory once again. Convert the collected 100 units of ore and 100 units of iron ore into 200 units of gold coins. Finally, train into 200 new skeleton soldiers and join the main unit. At this point, the south, west, and north sides of the Birth Island have all been cleared. Only the most dangerous east is left. There is a second order, black-backed wild boar nest there. Preliminary estimates suggest that there are over 100 black-backed wild boars. Most of the time spent cleaning up the Birth Island in Lingyun's previous life was spent on it. There's no way, the weakest skeleton soldier in the first level starts. You can only choose to play steadily and break through one by one. It's good to be able to pass the level smoothly. What speed are you pursuing? But in this life, it will be much easier. Lingyun counted and found that there are currently over 2,200 skeleton soldiers under his command. There is also the blessing of bronze troops equipped with blood-stained machetes. You can directly push horizontally against the black-backed wild boar nest during battles. No need for any tactics, just 2 words, horizontal push. Of course, doing so would result in significant war losses. But Lingyun doesn't care. There's no way, the skeleton soldier is just a first-level unit. And their strength is too weak, destined to only be cannon fodder units. Just use it for transition in the early stage. It is not worth Lingyun's key cultivation. To put it bluntly, it means dying without caring. The important thing is to get the rewards early and obtain stronger undead troops is the way. The plan is finalized and the action begins. Lingyun led over 2,000 skeleton soldiers and surrounded the black-backed wild boar nest in groups. Yes, it's surrounded. Instead of attacking from one direction. Because the black-backed wild boar is a cavalry unit. The only skill is charge. If all the skeleton soldiers attack from one direction, it will be washed into bone debris every minute. However, scatter them around the nest and attack at the same time. This can minimize casualties to the greatest extent possible. The deployment is complete and the attack begins. With Lingyun's command, over 2,000 skeleton soldiers dragged rusty iron swords. Shake and charge towards the black-backed wild boar nest. After entering the enemy's hatred zone, immediately attracted the attention of some black-backed wild boars. Roar. Accompanied by the roar of pigs. Black-backed wild boars rushed out of their nest. Kill towards the skeleton soldiers. Lingyun took the opportunity to check the attributes of the black-backed wild boar. Black-backed boar race. Warcraft equal order. Second order level. 5 health. 800 defense. 25 damage. 35 skill. Boar charge. Initiate a charge in the designated direction, dealing damage and repelling effects to enemies in a straight line. The attribute panel is much higher than the skeleton soldier. But on Lingyun's side, there are over 2,000 skeleton soldiers. It is also equipped with a blood-stained iron sword, which doubles its attributes on the original basis. And, in the previous monster killing, the first batch of skeleton soldiers trained were upgraded to level 2 or even level 3. Their strength, although not yet on par with the black-backed wild boar. But it is also stronger than ordinary skeleton soldiers. At this moment, as soon as the two sides collide, a fierce battle immediately erupts. A group of black-backed wild boars rushed out, greeted by the iron sword of the skeleton warrior. Sword after sword, constantly chopping. The health of the black-backed wild boar also drops down with a swish. Although their charging skills have also shattered many skeleton soldiers. However, their numbers are also sharply decreasing. On average, for every 10 skeleton soldiers killed in battle, one black-backed wild boar can be replaced. More than 100 black-backed wild boars, which means sacrificing over 1,000 skeleton soldiers for battle damage. This kind of battle damage ratio can be compared to any other lord. They all beat their chests and feet, unable to accept it. But Lingyun, his face remained unchanged. Not only did they not allow the skeleton soldiers to retreat. Instead, they kept giving orders to keep the skeleton soldiers attacking. That's it, over 2,000 skeleton soldiers and over 100 black-backed wild boars engaged in a melee. Lingyun hid on a large stone behind him to oversee the battle. As I was watching, I suddenly heard the @prompt sound from the chat channel in my ear. Open it and see the information in the chat group of the original Jiangnan Lord University. At all students, where have you all come from now? The speaker is Su Yuanyuan, the president of the Student Union of the Lord University. Her words instantly broke the silence of the chat group. A large number of classmates flooded into chat groups. I'm fine, I just captured a gold mine and am currently collecting. Attached picture, envy, we captured the resource point so quickly. It's a place guarded by dozens of monsters. I estimate it will take over an hour for my second level unit to start the game. According to the opening progress of our second and third level units, it will take at least 2 days to clear the Birth Island, and we missed out on the first pass reward. First pass reward. Let's not think about it anymore. It's something that only big shots can get, such as Brother Chow, at Sun Chow. What's the progress of Brother Chow now? Lord World, Xia Country Division. Born on an empty island. Sun Chow, who was combing his hair in the middle, saw someone at him. Thinking he was handsome, he shook off his grandmother and split her head in gray. Then he opened the input field and said, I'm not talented. I just opened a silver-level treasure chest and I'm currently attacking the monster's lair. In another hour, I should be able to clear the Birth Island. As soon as these words were spoken, the chat group was instantly stirred up. Sleeping trough, silver treasure chest. I haven't even found a treasure chest yet. Chowga is Chowga. Not to mention the beginning of the 5th level troops, there is actually a silver treasure chest on the Birth Island. It has taken off. Taking off. Not yet, haven't you heard from Brother Chow? You can take the Birth Island within an hour, and then he will receive a large amount of extra rewards, which is the beginning of the takeoff. Brother Chow, don't forget your brothers when you take off, take us with you. Brother Chow, do you still lack a girlfriend? I can take your shape. Sun Chow really likes the feeling of being praised by others. When he was in school before, his reputation was always overshadowed by Lingyun. Now, everyone is a lord. Start with the Holy Light Hunter of your 5th level unit. Lingyun First Order Skeleton Soldier. It can be said that it is 360 degrees in all directions, with no dead corners crushing Lingyun. Isn't the opportunity to raise one's eyebrows and vent one's anger here? Pulling his hair, Sun Chao said with a contented expression, "It's easy to say, we're all classmates." But just as he finished speaking, there was an announcement. It rang in his ears, and even in the ears of all novice lords in the entire Xia country region. Announcement of the competition area. Novice Lord, Lingyun, cleared the Birth Island, which took 3 hours and 15 minutes. He is the first novice lord to pass the Birth Island in the Xiagua competition area and will receive the following rewards. Feilu's novel, Fei Wants You to Look Good. Chapter 7. Transformation of Undead Soldiers, 5th Order Undead Mage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Division Announcement. Novice Lord, Lingyun, cleared the Birth Island, taking 3 hours and 15 minutes, making him the first novice lord in the Xiagua division to clear the Birth Island. You will receive the following rewards. 10,000 basic resources, 1 5th level unit treasure chest, 1 hero spirit hall token, 1 gold level equipment treasure chest, 3 first level spirit fruits, and 1,000 enhancement stones. The ranking list for novice lords assessment has been opened. During the assessment period, novice lords will earn corresponding points by killing monsters, exploding soldiers, collecting, and upgrading territories. Points earned will be accumulated and ranked based on the total number of points, with rewards awarded. The announcement fell. Sun Chao was stunned, his hand brushing his hair stuck in mid-air. Someone cleared the Birth Island before himself, which Sun Chao could accept. But the person who cleared the Birth Island before himself was actually Lingyun. He can't accept it. Because he remembered very clearly that Lingyun's initial unit was only a first-order skeleton soldier. It goes without saying how weak the first-order skeleton soldiers are. How could Lingyun use a first-order skeleton soldier to clear the Birth Island so quickly? Moreover, this is the first lord to pass the Birth Island in the entire Xia country region. He wouldn't even believe killing Sun Chao. Impossible, impossible on a cliff. Double name, yes. It must be a double name. There is more than one player named Lingyun in the Xiagua division, it must be like this. Sun Chao remained calm and simultaneously opened the university chat group. It's already boiling inside. Crouching slot, Lingyun has cleared the Birth Island. Is it the Lingyun from our school? It's very likely that Lingyun Shuaba's mock exam has always been the first place. But the problem is, Lingyun's initial unit is a first-order skeleton soldier. How could it be achieved? That's right, first-order skeleton soldiers are the weakest unit. How could they possibly lead those bosses with initial units of 5th and 6th order? Sun Chao saw everyone arguing endlessly and stepped forward to say, "Che, do you really believe that you are the Lingyun from our school? Do you understand if you have the same name? There must be more than one novice lord named Lingyun in the entire Xiagua competition area. If you don't believe it, we can ask Lingyun to come out and confront each other." Sun Chao's words instantly awakened everyone in the chat group. Yeah, is it Lingyun? We'll just call him out and ask him. At Lingyun, Linksweibo, come out and talk. What's your current progress? At Lingyun, Lingyun classmate, listen to the news and answer. For a moment, a group of people kept at Lingyun. But dozens of messages continued in a row. But Lingyun never came out. Sun Chao couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief and sneered, "All right, everyone, don't make fun of Lingyun. He's so scared that he can't even come out. Let's go, let's go." Although other classmates are curious in their hearts. Unable to see Lingyun's statement, we can only give up. At the same time. On a Birth Island located 500 kilometers north of Lingyun Island. Lin Qianshan, the school flower of Jiangnan Lord University and the second top student in the same school but different classes as Lingyun. At this moment, I am lost in thought as I watch the announcement of the competition zone. Because they are all academic achievers, she has discussed many topics related to the world of lords with Lingyun. The two of them are also considered acquainted, but not particularly familiar. At this moment, when I hear the word Lingyun in the world announcement, Lin Qianqian was also shocked. Previously, when Lingyun awakened the first-level skeleton soldiers, she also said that heaven envies talents and wants to find an opportunity to comfort Lingyun. After entering the world of lords, she has been busy with development and has not had the opportunity to contact Lingyun. But now, the world announcement prompts. Lingyun was the first lord to clear the birth island. This left Lin Qianqian very confused. No, it's really that guy. How about I add a friend and ask? No, if it weren't for him, wouldn't I be hitting him by asking like this? Lin Qianqian bit his red lips, feeling extremely conflicted. Excluding Lingyun's classmates. And Jiangnan Lord University, who is a fellow student of Lingyun. There are also many other lords who are paying attention to Lingyun. In just a few minutes. The name Lingyun. It has become a focus of discussion in various lord universities and chat groups. And what is Lingyun, the mastermind behind all of this, doing at this moment? That's right, he's counting the rewards he received. He knows that the extra reward for clearing the birth island first is very generous. But what he didn't expect was that it would be so generous. Just basic resources alone have 10,000 units. During the novice assessment period, basic resources can be converted at will in a 1.1 ratio. If all of them were exchanged for gold coins, it would be 50,000 gold coins. If there were all the Swoha explosive skeleton soldiers, it would be 50,000 skeleton soldiers. A sea of skeletons, okay. Of course, Lingyun does not intend to use this batch of resources to explode the skeleton soldiers. Because he is about to acquire a stronger unit than the skull soldier. In the reward, he obtained a 5th level unit treasure chest. After opening, you can randomly obtain a 5th level unit. Now open it directly. You have opened the 5th level unit treasure chest and obtained the 5th level unit, Flame Mage. I have obtained the 5th level unit, which is a human unit and is a mage. Lingyun can also train. However, non-undead units will not be able to enjoy the talent bonus of undead disasters. So, Lingyun decided to convert this unit into a undead unit. So, Lingyun used the template of Flame Mage to convert undead troops. You used undead conversion on the 5th level unit, Flame Mage. Successfully converted, you have obtained the 5th level undead unit, Undead Mage. The system prompt sound has fallen, and the new unit has arrived. Lingyun couldn't wait to check its properties. Undead Mage race. Undead level. 5th level training cost. 200 gold coins attribute positioning. Mage, ranged, range damage, continuous damage, summoning. At first glance, Lingyun felt ecstatic in his heart. This attribute is quite comprehensive. It can be considered a top-notch unit. This wave of conversion is not a loss. Not only not losing, but also earning with blood. 3 things to do when reading. Read, collect, and reward. Chapter 8 Epic Heroes. Barbara. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Combining the talent of undead natural disasters. Lingyun can unleash an unlimited number of undead mages. When the time comes, Fei will lead the way and use dark magic to wash the floor. I will ask if you are afraid or not. Most importantly, the undead mage also has a summoning skill. You can resurrect the corpses of monsters that have died in battle and participate in battles as undead spirits. Out of thin air, some extra combat power has emerged. Isn't this fragrant? After just over 3 hours in the world of lords, he had already narrowed the gap with other lords. The top novice lord, the initial unit type is only 5th and 6th levels. Now, Lingyun also has 5th level troops. It can also unleash unlimited troops and abundant resources. Does this score more minutes than those arrogant people? Moreover, In addition to military branches and resources, Lingyun also received many other rewards. For example, the token of the Hall of Heroes. By using this item, you can selectively summon a hero within the Hall of Heroes. No, just summon directly. You have used the Spirit Hall token. Please choose the hero race you summoned. Human, Orcs, Elves, Warcraft, Dead, Elemental, Giant, Zerg. Lingyun only glanced and directly chose the Undead clan. After all, most or even all of his future branches will be Undead branches. Choosing a hero of the Undead tribe is also better for commanding. As soon as the words fell, a 6-pointed star summoning formation appeared on the empty ground in front of Lingyun. In the array, a rich purple light flickers. Seeing the color of the light, Lingyun felt secretly happy in his heart. The purple light is an epic hero. In the world of lords, heroes are graded. From low to high, there are 5 levels. Ordinary, rare, elite, epic, and mythological. The higher the rank of a hero, the higher their attribute growth and strength, and the higher their increase in the number of troops under their command. Unexpectedly, the first hero of Lingyun's life was an epic hero. It's really good luck. Soon, the purple halo began to dissipate. A figure walked out of it. She is a woman, and a very plump and seductive woman. Long legs are round and fair, and the willow waist is unbearable to grip. Above the willow waist lies the proud capital that is about to emerge. The woman walked up to Lingyun, her blood-red lips outlining a seductive smile. Immediately kneel on one knee and place your right hand diagonally on your chest. Barbara, the enchanting witch, has met the respected lord. Lingyun lowered his head to look. Rao is a man who has experienced countless battles and has lived 2 generations. When I saw Barbara, I couldn't help feeling a little dry-mouthed. This guy is too seductive. Taking a deep breath, Lingyun withdrew his gaze and said, "No need to be polite, get up." Speaking, Lingyun began to check Barbara's attributes. Barbara race. Undead rank. First level hero occupation. Epic level enchanting witch level. 1 health. 5,000 defense. 400 damage. 800 physical fitness. 10 armor. 10 strength. 10 spirit. 20 skill. Female demon scream. Accumulate power for 1 second, emit a scream on the fan-shaped area ahead, deal huge damage to enemies in this area, and cause a repelling effect, as well as a 1-second stun. Description: a naturally seductive female demon with a deadly allure to any male creature, never look them in the eye. Not bad, with good attributes, worthy of being an epic level hero. In terms of attributes alone, there are too many branches to surpass. Another noteworthy attribute is Barbara's physical fitness, armor, strength, and spirit. These 4 attributes are amplification attributes for the subordinate units. Each point of physical fitness can increase the health of its troops by 100 points. Each point of armor can increase the defense of your troops by 10 points. Each point of strength can increase the physical damage of its troops by 10 points. Each point of spirit can increase the spell damage of your troops by 10 points. So, Barbara's physique plus 10, armor plus 10, strength plus 10, and spirit plus 20. By conversion, it can increase 1,000 health points, 100 defense points, 100 physical damage points, and 200 spell damage points for the troops under Lingyun's command. The increase can be said to be quite considerable. If there is a powerful hero in the early stage, even first-order units can soar in strength. Unfortunately, heroes are too difficult to obtain. It's even more difficult than a branch of the military. It is even more difficult to obtain high-level heroes. The reason why Lingyun was able to contract Barbara is because he won the first-place prize in the Birth Island after completing the level. In summary, whether it is her own strength, Barbara. The increase in the number of troops under his command is quite impressive. After contracting her, Lingyun's strength skyrocketed. The first-level skeleton soldier has reached the level of a fourth-level unit in terms of attributes alone. The newly obtained fifth-level undead mages are not to mention. Strengthen and strengthen. The future is promising. Just as Lingyun was imagining the future, Barbara's voice came from the side. Lord, if you have any needs, please feel free to instruct Barbara. Chapter 9. Black Spirit Staff First Order Spirit Fruit. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Barbara. Handsome and wealthy reader, give me some flowers, I'll make you crispy and numb. Barbara's voice was incredibly enchanting, making Lingyun feel numb and tingling. However, Lingyun had full composure and coughed lightly, saying, there are a few resource points over there. Take the skeleton soldiers with you to collect them. Near the blackback boar nest, there is a forest farm, a stone mine, an iron mine, a gold mine, and a farm in the area. And they are all level 2, with a reserve of 500 units. For any novice lord, it is a considerable wealth. The black-backed wild boar's nest cannot be collected until it is dug down. Now, it's completely possible. Barbara gave the order and immediately followed suit. And Lingyun continued to look at the next reward, a gold-level equipment chest. As I mentioned before, there are two types of equipment in the Lord's world. One type is military equipment. After equipping, all branches of the template for that branch can be uniformly increased. Another type is hero equipment. Only lords and heroes can wear it, which can increase the attributes of lords and heroes. And, more advanced equipment, as well as additional skills. Now, open it directly. You have opened the gold-level equipment treasure chest and obtained the gold-level equipment Black Spirit Staff. The prompt sound fell, and Lingyun had an extra black staff in his hand. The staff is made of pitch-black dead wood. At the top is a black monster gem. Black Spirit Staff equal level. Gold level applicable profession. Mage level. 1/10 upgrade required. Enhancement stone * 200 additional effect. All attributes plus 20% additional skills. Black Spirit Explosion. Any attack released using the Black Spirit Wand will attach a layer of Black Spirit Seal to the target. When the seal reaches 3 layers, it will be detonated, causing 1 blast damage to the target within the range. A golden level staff that can enhance the wearer's full attributes by 20%. And it also adds a skill called Black Spirit Explosion. Stacking 3 layers of imprints triggers explosive damage. Not bad, it's considered a good equipment. Lingyun currently has no profession, but he can equip the Black Spirit Staff. But the problem is, he's a lord. Unless necessary, Lingyun will not personally go to the battlefield. So, he decided to give this Black Spirit Staff to Barbara. Coincidentally, Barbara is a mage professional hero who can equip. Throw the Black Spirit Staff into the backpack, and Lingyun looks down at the next reward. That is a milky white fruit the size of 3 eggs. First level spirit fruit description. After consumption, it can increase the specified attribute by 1 point. Each hero and lord can only consume a maximum of 10. This is also a good thing that can increase the attributes of lords and heroes. The attributes of lords and heroes can increase the 3-dimensional data of their subordinate units. But you can only eat up to 10 pieces, eating more will be ineffective. But it doesn't matter either. Because as far as Lingyun knows, Lingua is classified into equal levels. Now, what I have in my hand is a first-order spiritual fruit. There are also second-order, third-order, and fourth-order spiritual fruits on top. The higher the level of spiritual fruit, the more attributes can be added. Each level can consume up to 10 pieces. If you eat it all up, it can increase a lot of attributes. Of course, this will be discussed later and will not be mentioned for the time being. The top priority is to deal with these 3 first-order spiritual fruits in Lingyun's hands. After a moment of contemplation, Lingyun decided to eat it himself. Anyway, his attributes can also increase the number of troops under his command. So Lingyun ate 3 first-order spiritual fruits one by one. The taste is good, 1 strawberry flavor and 2 grape flavors. 3 spiritual fruits have been eaten, and Lingyun has gained 3 additional free attribute points. He added everything to his mental state. After all, his next main force is the Undead Mage. Adding spirit can increase the damage of undead mages. At this point, Lingyun's attributes are as follows. Lingyun race. Human rank. First rank Lord occupation. None level. 2 health. 750 defense. 75 damage. 80 physical fitness. 1 armor. 1 power. 1 spirit. 4 skills. The Eye of Exploration. It can explore attribute information of targets with an order of no more than 1 zone. Under the command. First Order Skeleton Soldier *1125. To be honest, Lingyun's attributes are far inferior to those of Barbara. A weak chicken. This is also something that cannot be done. Because Lingyun doesn't have a profession yet. His attributes are just the specifications of an ordinary hero. After obtaining a powerful profession in the future, attributes will immediately soar. Of course, it doesn't matter much before that. After all, Lingyun is a lord. He will not personally go to the battlefield unless it is necessary. Hiding behind to guide the country and deploying troops is what a lord should do. Next, let's take a look at the last reward, the Strengthening Stone. This is used to enhance hero equipment and branch equipment. It can be opened in a treasure chest or produced through collection. However, Lingyun has not yet built a blacksmith shop. So, it's not yet possible to use this thing to strengthen the equipment in hand. Let's talk about it later. At this point, all the rewards for ranking first on the Birth Island have been counted and completed. After completing the level of Birth Island, the ranking list for Novice Lords will also be opened. Newcomer Lord Assessment Ranking List First Place. Lingyun, points. 2,500 Second Place. None Third Place. None Fourth Place. Currently, there is only Lingyun on the Novice Assessment Ranking List. Because of the assessment regulations for beginners. This ranking list will only be opened after clearing the Birth Islands. And now, the Novice Lords who have cleared the Birth Island have been cleared. There is only Lingyun in the entire Xia region. However, Lingyun did not feel complacent about it. Because he knew that soon there would be a second and third Novice Lord clearing the Birth Island. As expected, Lingyun just came up with this idea. The announcement of the Xiagua division sounded in my ear. Division announcement. Novice Lord, Yang Outyan, cleared Birthday Island, taking 3 hours and 21 minutes, becoming the second Novice Lord in the Xiagua division to clear Birthday Island. You will receive the following rewards. 7,000 basic resources, 1 4th level unit treasure chest, 1 spirit hall token, 1 silver level equipment treasure chest, and 2 first level spirit fruits. Looking at the 3 words Yang Outyan in the announcement of the competition area, Lingyun squinted his eyes. He knows this guy. He was the first person to pass the Birth Island in the previous Xiagua competition. At the same time, he also ranked first in the beginner assessment in the Xiagua division. A student from Kyoto Lord University in Xia Kingdom. He is also one of the 3 major families in the capital of Xia, the young master of the Yang family. With a profound background and immense power. At this moment, on a Birth Island 3,000 kilometers away from Lingyun. Yang Outyan dressed in white and looked at the novice assessment leaderboard with a rebellious expression. When he saw the name Lingyun, a hint of surprise flashed in his eyes. Lingyun. What exactly is the origin? This person is not on the list of owners of the 6th level initial unit given to me by the family. Could it be that the descendants of a secret protected family are not on the list? At the end, young Auntie twisted his neck and said with a relaxed expression, "It doesn't matter, it's just 6 minutes ahead of me. It's not a big problem. The road ahead is still long. I, young Auntie, have won the first place in the beginner assessment of the summer division. Feilu's novel, Fei wants you to look good.